Hi, I'm Denise Killian, and welcome to ThinkTank Thursday with Trainertainment. You may notice something different. We're out on location. We're at PrimeTime Abilene today to talk about attractions and how important it is to diversify your FEC. But before you meet Scottie here, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors who make this happen every single week. We appreciate all that they do to bring ThinkTank Thursday to you every single week. And of course, on Thursdays, we encourage you to take about 30 minutes to step away from your day-to-day and think about things beyond those operations and the things that you have to do to get things done every single day. Take a moment to sit back and learn something new, hopefully. So today, for ThinkTank Thursday, I'm in Abilene, Texas at PrimeTime with Scottie. How are you doing, Scottie?
Good. How are you doing?
So you have been with PrimeTime since its inception.
Yes, for 16 years, since 2007.
Okay.
October 2007.
So in 2007, you and your partner decided, your business partner decided, you know what? We want to bring big city living and excitement and entertainment into small town hospitality and fun.
Yes, that's exactly what our goal was for Abilene.
So here in Abilene, you have 18 acres.
We have 18 acres. We have 13 that are developed right now. We've got possibly some future plans.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we expanded in 2012 and added another 37,000 square foot to our building.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys some video and some pictures. This is a huge complex. It's not something that you would expect in Abilene, Texas. You've got a 36-hole miniature golf course, which you can see behind Scottie's shoulder here, because 12 just wasn't enough, right?
No.
So 36 holes of miniature golf. You've got race kart, go-kart.
Go-karts.
You have this beautiful room and space that's called Social.
PrimeTime Social.
That's got some private stuff. You've got a private party area and private lanes.
We have retro arcade, billiards, and darts.
Yeah.
In this space.
In this space, just this space, a little tiny corner of this massive building.
Yeah. It's the quiet corner.
Yeah, which is why we're here right now, so that you can hear us while we're having this conversation. You've got this part of it. You've got how many lanes altogether?
We have 24 lanes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have 8 boutique and 16 that we call our main house.
Yeah.
For leads and those kind of things.
Yep. You've got snack bar restaurant, and then you also have an amazing pizza delivery.
Yes, we have a PrimeTime Cafe that sells pretty much basic cafe. And then about 2 years ago, we started with Originalities. It's a brick oven pizza, a higher end pizza than a normal family entertainment center.
Mm-hmm. And it's good, by the way. Let me just tell you, it's real good. You've got pizza. You've got arcades. You've got an escape room. You've got laser tag. And you have Curiosity, which is so neat. Tell us about Curiosity.
Curiosity is an immersive children's play area. It looks like a miniature town. We've got a fire station and a gas station and a pizzeria. Kids can put on costumes, go in and play. It's been a huge hit. We put it in at the end of 2022, and it has really increased our mom and tot business tremendously.
So yeah, I mean, what do you not have here, really? A roller coaster.
Might be coming in the future.
That's what I'm talking about.
We don't have a roller coaster, but we have purchased some rides. I'll show you one of our new rides that we have here in just a little bit. But yeah, we pretty much we have standard attractions like laser tag, XD theater, and then we have some newer attractions. We have a new mirror maze. We have a Valo Arena, which is I think got one of the best attractions at IAPA last year and this year. So it's a great attraction. Not to mention karaoke, which is not taking off so well in Texas, but we hope with the new birthday party packages it'll be a good venue for us.
You got a theater?
Got a XD theater. We also have bumper cars. So Hologate is a virtual reality 4-player. You can play a variety of different games, dancing games all the way to killing zombies.
So really no stone left unturned.
No.
And this FEC.
No.
Which is what is so fascinating, and what I wanted to talk about today is the importance of diversification within your FEC. So when you guys started this place, that was your intent. You wanted to have multiple attractions and multiple things for the folks out here in Abilene and the many counties surrounding Abilene, so they didn't have to drive the 3 hours into Dallas or Fort Worth. What have you found, and why is it so important to have multiple attractions?
Well, if you don't have a wide offering, people are going to go from Midland through Abilene to go to the Dallas Metroplex area. So we really wanted to be a hub for, they call this West Texas. Well, West Texas, we're 2 hours from several different cities. And we do a lot of business with cities that are 2 hours away from us, west. So we wanted a place that we could have project graduations, into school parties. We've got a prom coming this year. They like Abilene because the traffic is a lot better than the Metroplex.
Right.
And so we really felt like if we're going to do this, we better be a place where people will come as a destination and want to stay for 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe even a couple of days.
Excellent. So when you started with bowling and an arcade.
Started with bowling, arcade, mini golf, go-karts, XD theater, bumper cars.
So you started big.
Yes, it was really funny. I was in a meeting with our architect, and overnight the plans changed. Randy decided to do 36 holes of mini golf and go-karts in one evening. He just said, we need to pull the trigger and just do it.
I mean, why not?
He didn't want to do a future expansion. He just wanted to start off with as big a bang as we could.
Yeah.
So
now, obviously, the profitability increases when you have multiple attractions.
Yeah.
But if you've been in business for some time, no matter what your business is, there can be a staleness that develops for your customers and your consumers if it's the same for 20 years.
Yeah.
The opportunity of adding an attraction or changing an attraction, talk about what that does for the consumer.
Well, one of the good things that we have at PrimeTime, Randy grew up 3 miles from Disneyland in California as a kid. He saw the evolution of Disney, and he knew going in that he did not want this to stay the same. We have probably done a dozen remodels. We have completely gutted rooms. We've moved attractions. It's really funny. Sometimes we move an attraction and somebody says, "Oh, I didn't know you had this," just because it's in a fresh location and it feels new.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've really made it a point to do. Even in our game room, we move our games around about twice a year just to create a better feel. So we're constantly changing, and Randy is the king of knocking out walls, is what I like to call him. So,
and you've knocked down a lot of walls in this building.
We have. This space right here has been everything from a daycare to a restaurant. We used to have a giant pool table that you had soccer balls on, and you played. It was called pool ball. So we've had a lot of different things here. We used to have a teen night dance room in here, and we'd have about 500 teens dancing in this space. So this space has been rehabbed several times.
Yeah. And there's a couple of things from that. I mean, one, it gives people a reason to keep coming back because there's going to be something new and something different.
Yeah.
But also, I want to talk about what a lot of people might be concerned about is adding something that maybe doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's a fear
Yeah.
in spending that money and investing to bring in a new attraction, and maybe it doesn't work.
Yeah.
What do you say to people about addressing that
Well,
fear?
you're always going to make mistakes. We made some mistakes. We actually had a game called NASCAR Simulators. Several of you guys have probably driven those. The company went bankrupt a couple of years after we got them, so we're constantly having trouble, and we were trying to do fixes for it. And then at some point, we just said, this is not a good attraction. We've got to do something different. And so you can't be afraid to just yank something out if it's not working. Now, when you yank out something that's $250,000, you better not make another bad decision. So,
right.
We're in a group, FEC 20, and we share a lot of information with each other, and we try to make the best decisions that we can based on what the industry is doing.
Right.
So there's a lot of attractions out there, but we're a little more finicky when we select an attraction.
Yeah, but it's that don't be afraid to fail.
Sure.
Because you're gonna.
Yeah.
It's just make sure you're paying attention to it and have another plan.
Yeah.
And keep moving forward, right?
Yeah. One of Randy's sayings is, to be a good business person, you got to know when to shut something down. And we've done that, especially after COVID. We had I don't think you ever saw it in its full glory, but we had 2 sports fields that just really weren't part of our business model, and we shut them down and are building a brand new attraction that we haven't even talked about, Doc's World, which is a science and imagination area for
I love
7 to 12-year-olds.
I love that addition.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Curiosity that's for the younger little ones, which gives you a great thing because maybe they're not ready to bowl yet.
Sure.
But it gives a reason to have those little kid parties here. They're not ready for laser tag. They're not ready for, they can't see the arcades to operate them, right? So you've got that for the little kids. But in Texas in particular, and I know a lot of states do this, in order to have school field trips, there has to be some level of curriculum attached to it. And that was your answer to that, is the Doc University.
Yeah. So Doc's University is probably a dozen science attractions. There are also some fun attractions. We have a slot car track and a train, and we have a big train ride that they can do. But we have several things that'll have an educational component that I think teachers will see the benefit in bringing their students here. And then while they're here, they can also have some fun at PrimeTime as well.
Right.
Bowling, or mini golf, or go-karts.
Right. And that's the in that you can have with public schools.
Sure.
To have those school trips come.
Yeah.
Is that they get a little learning.
Yeah.
But then they can also have fun, which is, let's be honest, the point of a field trip is to have some fun.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So.
Which is fantastic. And that's one of your newer attractions.
Yeah, it is set to open up. We're hoping this summer. We've got you'll get some good footage of that. You're going to be amazed at the progress.
Since the last time I was here?
Yeah, it's been amazing. So.
That's awesome. Now, one of the other things that people get concerned about when they talk about adding more things is how do you manage all of that? What's the human component of managing that?
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking. You've got to man it in such a way where people feel safe, and then over time you can figure out where you can cut some labor back. But you got to take a chance at first and just put bodies out there. Because if they don't know how it works and they're confused, the Doc's World is going to be very confusing at first. So we plan on having several people over there showing people how to do things and what to do, because it's just like anything new. You walk up to something and you're like, we have a life-size mousetrap game. It's like, how do you get this crazy contraption started? So there'll be a learning curve for sure.
Right, absolutely. But it's about picking good leaders, right?
Sure,
That's something
sure,
that you and I have been working on,
yeah.
and working with your top management
Yes,
team of growing and developing your top managers as well as your mid-level managers.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you just have to have the people that are bought into that area. And fortunately, we have several staff members that are chomping at the bit to get over there and get into that area and work that area. So we're excited about that.
And that's about the culture that you create too, right? When you create a culture of opportunity and growth and development, people get excited about the new things, and people get excited about the new responsibilities. And you've worked a lot on culture.
Yes, we have of late. We definitely have of late. It's been good.
Yeah.
In fact, I told Beth last time I talked to her, we have made more progress with our staff in the last 2 months than we have in the last probably 2 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've just been kind of stale for 2 years, and it's really, Trainer Team has done a good job with our staff.
Well,
yeah.
I paid him for that endorsement, by the way.
No, we paid her.
But no, I mean, that's one of the fun things about this place, and why I wanted to share it with everybody is you guys have done such an amazing job of adding more attractions, and sometimes it's a little unbelievable when we talk. It's like, okay, we're going to add 3 more things now. Okay, all right, let's go. But it's so exciting that you keep adding on and you keep changing it up.
Yes.
And the value that has for not only your employees, but certainly your customers. It brings them back. It gives them a reason to keep coming.
We had spring break last week, and we had several customers that haven't been here for a year, and they come in and they go, wow, y'all have done even more stuff. Like, what is going on? And that's actually a good feeling. I mean, they know they're depending on us to keep moving forward year to year.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And you know, Abilene is not a community that is necessarily all that transient. You've got folks that have been here for generations, some, but certainly, you know, big chunks of time.
Yeah.
You do have a military installation here, so that is some movement. You've got some colleges here. So you've got some movement with that, but for the most part, the community has been here.
Yes.
And the importance of having a reason to come back becomes all more vital.
Yeah, it really does. And they like to see changes, and they like to see just even new decor, new lighting, those kind of things are important. So.
And even something as simple as you guys have a step and repeat right as you come in that changes seasonally, because, you know, it's all about the social media games, especially for certain generations.
Well, we've never had it in that spot. And spring break was a little bit of a challenge. We had a big St. Patrick's Day, and we had hundreds of people walking in and everybody trying to take a picture there. So we're trying to find a new location. It's a pretty good location because it's right front and center.
Yep, it's a good location. And just the opportunity to have what people are looking for.
Sure.
Right? They want to take the pictures. They want the selfies. They want all the fun things, and you're giving them all of those things.
Yeah. Well, I was skeptical when we started doing it, and then I saw the value in it really quick. And even some of our big corporate parties, they used to bring photographers and backdrops. Now they're like, PrimeTime will have something, so we'll just do it. We'll just do it on their backdrop. So.
Yeah, and that's it. It's about giving the customers what they want
and making it easier on them.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. And then that changes what the customer wants. Almost too quickly, right?
Yeah, sure.
But that is something that changes on the regular. So you guys have right now right at a dozen attractions.
Sure. Yeah.
You're adding Doc U. You're adding maybe a ride.
We have a speedway ride. It is kind of partially installed right now. We're doing some cosmetic touches on it. It was a little beat up, so. But yeah, it'll be up. It's a kids NASCAR ride is what it is. So it'll go with the Curiosity crowd and the Doc's World crowd.
Great. And then one of the other things that you guys have done is that part of your space, you've rented out there's a gym.
Yeah.
So it's here's what we have. How can we utilize and make the most out of it? And the same with the sports fields during COVID.
Yeah.
Giving people an opportunity. All right, we've got this space.
Yeah.
What can we do? How can we use it?
Yeah.
And then when it stops working, let's move on to the next thing, right?
Yeah. So we the gym used to be on one of our sports fields. Now we've kind of pushed them to the back, but that was one of those decisions. We realized there was somebody better to run that business than us, and so we sold it to our head trainer, and he's doing a great job with it. There's actually a PT office over there now, and so we've got physical therapy going on next door, and personal training, and then just fitness classes.
Yeah.
So,
and that versatility, like being able to make a change and make a move, to add something new, to move something around, is really essential.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're doing well with the gym right now because we don't have any of the headaches.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it really is.
So one of the questions that we always ask on Think Tank Thursday, since we're all about growing and developing, is what do you do to grow yourself?
What do I do to grow myself? Well, I read a lot. I'm a Christian, so I'm bettering myself through serving in that capacity. But I think reading and learning, I read all of our industry publications. Trainertainment actually got me into the Zoom world, so now I'm Zooming with my FEC 20 group now again.
Proud of you.
And so yeah, that's good. It's kind of all this synergy going on. But I think learning is really where it's at. And we do like to dream big. I told you at our last meeting about a toy store. Well, it's on the table again. So we dream big and we do our research and we figure out things. And I took it off of my list of things to do, and then Randy said, "Hey, let's visit that." And so he's been doing the research. I haven't had to do it.
Excellent.
So it's been good. So
excellent.
So yeah, so that might be on the table in the next couple of years.
I love that.
So
I love it. So one of the things that the FEC 20 is a great group, but that networking, the importance of reaching out to folks within the industry that aren't your direct competition, of course, and learning and growing is so important too.
Yeah. I joined the FEC operators on Facebook. That's been a really, really good thing. And you guys, Trainertainment's always popping in on there, talking about different things. And we've learned a tremendous amount about the card swipe industry, things like that. So, because we have that as kind of in our wheelhouse too. Where we're possibly unveiling a new card system. So, so that's exciting. But that's not my department.
Well, almost everything else is.
Yes. Yeah.
I do want to. Can you share what the little secret that you learned from Brian Smith about the Stanley Cups?
Oh yeah. So FEC 20, we took our old barber cut, and barber cut ran $88 for the entire month of February.
Yeah.
And I think it ran about $2,000 over spring break. We put Stanley
Cups.
Is it the 40 ounce? It's the big one with the straw.
The one everybody is losing their mind
over. It's the
over.
girl cup. But guys like it too. The first person to win it was a guy. he got in a fight with his girlfriend because she's like, "You're giving me that cup." He's like, "No, I'm keeping the cup."
So here are the couple of takeaways from that. Like, that's a hot tip, by the way. If you haven't done that, you should do that. Number one. And that's from our friend Brian Smith and, of course, Alley Katz, who is amazing.
Yeah.
But so you keep track of things. Tracking those measurements is important because you don't know if something is doing well or isn't doing well if you're not keeping track of the numbers.
Yeah, and we should have made a decision on Barber a long time ago. Not let it get to $80 a month, because that's a terrible return for that game. But it's all about the prizes and knowing what's hot. And again, when I was in the meeting, I was like, that is a no-brainer. Why haven't I thought of that? Stanley Cups are everywhere, and they're the hot thing. So it was really good.
So you went out. It's one of my favorite things anyone said to me in the past month is we were getting off of a meeting. He goes, okay, I got to go spend $400 on Stanley Cups. I was like, are you selling them on the side of the road? What's happening here? And he told me, I thought, that's brilliant. I love it. And
we ordered direct from Stanley.
Oh, perfect.
So, and they're coming out with neon cups on the 4th of April.
Oh, hot tip.
Yeah, it really is.
So that's been, a simple thing that had a massive return.
Yeah, and the motor burned up. That was getting played so much.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so we had to give it some attention that it hadn't had in a while. So
yeah. So that's it, right?
Yeah.
It's about being open to new things,
Yeah.
paying attention to what's going on in the industry, taking a look at what you have, what's working, what isn't working, and then being brave and making a decision and jumping on it. Yeah.
That's what we're known for in FEC 20. We'll always try things. So they always like, is PrimeTime tried it yet? So
yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with being a guinea pig.
There's not. So
that's fantastic. Well, Scottie, I appreciate this time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to PrimeTime.
And it's always fun to be here because literally there is so much happening here. There's so much to do. There's so many things going on. And every single time I come, and I was just last here 3 months ago, there's something new to see, which is really fantastic. So be brave. That's our closing remark, right?
Be brave.
Be brave. And make sure that you're taking an opportunity to look around and see how you can diversify your FEC and keep track of what's working and what's not, and be brave. Make a change. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and thank you for joining us and watching. Thanks for our sponsors again who make Think Tank Thursday happen every single week. We appreciate them. If you have an idea for Think Tank Thursday, you have a comment, or if you'd like to be a guest on Think Tank Thursday, just shoot us an email, Candy, Candi, at trainertainment.net, and we'll see you next Thursday. We're going to go have some pizza. See you later.